Hello everyone. Today I will discuss Class 10 History Chapter 1 and Chapter topic Nationalism in Europe. First of all, what is nationalism? Nationalism means feeling of oneness. Feeling of oneness. That means nationalism is the feeling where we feel we all are same, but we all are not the different, but we all are same. That type of feeling is called nationalism. And at the same time, patriotic feeling, that means feeling of patriotism towards the country, proud or love for your own country, that means proud to your country and love to your country, that is nationalism. That means nationalism means feeling of oneness, that means the feeling where we feel we all are same but we all are not the different. And patriotic feeling towards the country and proud towards the country and love towards the country, these all feelings are the nationalism. Now in this chapter there is the painting of Frederick Sorio. Okay, and question might arise, who was Frederick Sorio? 1 marks question often arises. Who was Frederick Sorio, or where did Frederick Sorio belong? Where did Frederick Sorio belong and who was Frederick Sorio? Okay, Frederick Sorio was a French artist. That means where did he belong? Definitely he belonged to France. Frederick Sorio was a French artist and he prepared a series of 4 prints. He prepared a series of 4 prints. Okay. Now question might arise, what was the characteristics of the paintings of Frederick Sorio? What was the characteristics of the paintings of Frederick Sorio, or what was in the painting of Frederick Sorio? Whatever might be the question, what was in the painting of Frederick Sorio, or what were the characteristics of Frederick Sorio? Okay, what were the characteristics of the painting of Frederick Sorio? Okay, answer. In the painting of Frederick Sorio, there are men and women of all ages marching in a long queue. Marching means walking. Okay, in a long queue means in a long line, and are offering homage. Homage means respect to the Statue of Liberty. That means first point, in the painting of Frederick Sorio, there are men and women of all ages and they are marching. That means they are walking in a long queue, and at the same time they are offering homage or respect to the Statue of Liberty. That means men and women of all ages are walking in a long queue, and at the same time they are offering respect to the Statue of Liberty. Okay. Point number 2, in the painting of Frederick Sorio also there was the image of shattered image of absolute institution. Shattered means here demolished, destructed. Okay, demolished or destructed. Image of absolute institution. Absolute institution means monarchical form of government. That means in the painting of Frederick Sorio there was also the image, there was also the shattered image. That means there was the demolished or the destructed image of the monarchical form of government. That means in the painting of Frederick Sorio there was also the destructed or the demolished image of the monarchical form of government. That means this painting wanted to show that monarchical form of government is no more, or monarchical form of government must be demolished or destroyed, and democratic form of government must be set up. And thought, in the painting there was also the statue of liberty. There was also the statue of liberty, and the statue of liberty also has a torch of enlightenment. Enlightenment means knowledge, wisdom. That means it indicates liberty, equality, justice, and also charter of right of man. Charter means the document of the right of man. That means in the painting of Frederick Sorio there was also the image of statue of liberty, and there was also the torch of enlightenment, and torch of enlightenment shows wisdom, knowledge. That means the new age where people will have equality, justice, liberty, and people will have all the rights which the people didn't have in the monarchical form of government. That means characteristics of the painting of Frederick Sorio. Number one, all men and women, they were walking in a long queue, and they were offering respect to the Statue of Liberty. Point number two, there was a demolished or destructed image of the monarchical form of government. And point three, there was a Statue of Liberty and a torch of enlightenment indicating the wisdom, knowledge. That means the new age, indicating equality, liberty, justice, where people will have all the rights. Okay. Now, why Frederick Sorio printed series of 4 prints? Why? Why Frederick Sorio printed prints of 4 prints? Okay. Why? To depict his utopian vision. That means Frederick Sorio printed series of 4 prints. To depict means to show his utopian vision. Utopian means his imaginary vision. Okay, that means to show his imaginary vision, or to show his imaginary idea or the thought or the wishes, where the people of the world are grouped as distinct nations with their own flag and liberty. That means Frederick Sorio printed series of 4 prints, and through his prints he wanted to show his imaginary ideas, his imaginary thought, where people of the world are symbolized with different groups, and different group of the people, they have different identity. And if different group of people, they have different identity, they must have their different flag also, and they must have their different nation also. That was his saying. That means he didn't believe that all the groups or all the different groups of people living under one umbrella. He didn't believe in that. He believed that people of the world, they have different identity, and different identity people, they must have their own flag also, and at the same time they must have their own nation also. That was his feeling, that was his thought. Okay. Now, nation state. What was nation state? First, the state in which the majority of its citizens, along with the rulers, develop a sense of common identity. That means nation state means the state. State means your country. Nation state means the country where all the citizens of the country and also the rulers, they all have developed a sense of common identity. That means they all have the feeling of oneness. That is the nation state. For example, in India, people living in Jammu and Kashmir, people living in Kerala, Maharashtra, and Arunachal Pradesh, they all have their different language and different culture, but also they all have the feeling that we all are Indian. That means Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, hum sab bhai bhai. That type of feeling is there. That means we all are living in India, same country, and we all are Indian. That type of feeling is there. That means common identity or feeling of oneness is there. That is the nation state. Okay. Now, French Revolution. French Revolution took place in 1789 and monarchical form of government was overthrown. Okay. Now, French Revolution. Aim of revolutionary. What was the aim of the revolutionary of the French Revolution? Question might arise. What was the aim of revolutionary of the French Revolution? The main aim of the revolutionary of the French Revolution, that was to introduce liberty, equality and justice, not only in France but in whole Europe. That means before the French Revolution there was monarchy. That means there was no liberty, no equality, no justice. So the revolutionary, their aim was to introduce liberty, to introduce equality and to introduce justice in France and at the same time in whole Europe. Now, measures and practices introduced by French revolutionaries to create the sense of collective identities. That means after overthrowing the monarchical form of government, democratic setup or democratic government was set up in France. Now, in France, to create the feeling of oneness, to create the feeling of nationalism, or to create the collective identity, what measures were taken by the revolutionaries or what steps were taken by the revolutionaries? Question might arise. Number one, they introduced the ideas of la patrie. La patrie means fatherland. That means whole France was considered as the fatherland. And le citoyen, that means the people living in France, they were considered the citizen of France. That means to create the feeling of oneness or to create collective identity or to create the feeling of nationalism, revolutionaries in France introduced the ideas of la patrie and le citoyen. That means they tried to create the feeling of oneness or they tried to create the collective identity in the people who were living in France. Okay. Point number 2, uniform system of measures and weights were adopted. That means in whole France there were different weighing system, weighing scale and measuring systems were there. So they introduced uniform system of measure and weighing so that people wherever in France, whichever part of France they might be living, if there is same weighing scale, same measuring system, they could feel that we are living in the same country. We all are same because we do not have different weighing system. We have the same weighing system. We have the same measuring system. That means introducing uniform wage or measuring system also tried to create the feeling of oneness in the minds of people of France. Third one, regional dialects were discouraged. Regional dialect means the language. Regional languages were discouraged and French became the common language. That means regional languages were discouraged and French became the common language. That means if all the people living in France started speaking French language, then there could be develop a sense or the feeling that we all are speaking the French language and we all belong to the same country. That means we all have the common identity. That means feeling of nationalism or the sense of collective identity could be created through the language also. Okay. Third, another one, state generals were elected and renamed National Assembly. From here, 1 marks question often arises. You remember, state generals were elected and renamed National Assembly. That means state generals were renamed as in the fill in the gaps, true and the false it might be given. Okay, state generals were renamed National Assembly. That means state generals, they were renamed, they were given new name National Assembly. You have to remember this. Okay, and after that a new tricolor flag was introduced. A new tricolor flag was introduced for the whole France. Okay, to create the feeling or the sense of collective identity. Now, at the same time, Marian female allegory represent liberty. That means Marian, a female symbol, was also used to represent the liberty. That means to represent liberty, a female allegory or the female symbol was used. Okay, female symbol Marian was used to represent liberty. Okay, and at the same time Jacobin clubs, a political club, were formed to spread ideas of nationalism, equality, liberty and justice. That means Jacobin club, that was a political club, was also formed. And why Jacobin club was formed? That was formed to spread the ideas of nationalism, to spread the ideas of equality, justice to different parts of Europe. Now, Napoleonic Court, though after the French Revolution, monarchical form of government was overthrown and democracy was established, but democracy could not last a long because Napoleon he again overthrew the democratic form of government and he started dictatorial rule. That means unfortunately in France, though democratic form of government was set up, but Napoleon again overthrew the democratic form of government and he started dictatorial rule. Though Napoleon Bonaparte he overthrew the democratic government and he started dictatorial rule, but also he brought some reforms. Okay, he brought some reform or the some good changes he brought. What were the good changes or the reforms brought by Napoleon? Okay, or what was the Napoleonic Code? Okay, he established equality before law. That means in France there was no equality before law. During the monarchical form of government in France, people were divided into different states and they didn't have the right to equality. But Napoleon tried to establish equality before law. That was good step. Number 2, he abolished feudal system. Okay, he abolished feudal system. In the feudal system, generally peasants, they were exploited a lot. Okay, he abolished feudal system and freed peasants from serfdom. Serfdom means the servant or the das pratha. That means he also abolished the serfdom. That means that was also the good steps taken by Napoleon. At the same time, he introduced uniform measure and wage system and common currency. That means Napoleon introduced uniform measure of wage system, and at the same time common currency also introduced. That means for the whole France he introduced standard or uniform measure of wage, and at the same time uniform or the common currency. That means Napoleon introduced uniform measure and wage system, and at the same time common currency, so that people living in France, wherever or whichever part of France they might be living, if there is uniform measure and wage scale, then definitely it would be easy for the businessmen also to practice or operate business in any part of France, because the waging scale is same, measuring scale is same in the whole France. Okay, and it could create the feeling of oneness, and the currency was also same. Okay, so it could create the feeling of oneness. Another one, he abolished trade guild. Trade guild generally the trade organization, okay, or the organization of the traders who had monopoly over trade and who didn't allow the newcomers to practice trade. That was the trade guild. But Napoleon abolished trade guild, okay, so that new traders also they could practice trading. And he also improved transport and communication, and if he improved the transport and communication, definitely it helped the development of the country. Okay, that means what was Napoleonic code, or what were the reforms brought by Napoleon in Europe? That was, he introduced or established equality before law. He abolished feudal system and freed peasants from serfdom. Serfdom means das pratha, das system. Okay, he also introduced uniform measure and wage system and common currency for the whole France, and he also abolished trade guilds. And the last one, he improved transport and communication system also. Okay, now how did Napoleonic trade benefited the businessmen and small scale traders or the producers? How did Napoleonic trade benefited the businessmen and small scale producers? Definitely Napoleonic trade benefited the businessmen. How? Because he introduced standard wage and measure system. That means if he introduced standard wage and measure system for the whole France, definitely in whole France which were using different waging scale and the measure system, if now the whole France is using a standard or uniform or a single waging scale or the measure system, it would be easy for the businessmen to operate or practice business in any part of France easily. And also common currency, he introduced common currency. If common currency is there, the whole France, if whole France is not having different currencies, if whole France is having common currency, then it would be easy to practice business in any part of France. That means the standard wage and measure system and common currency introduced by Napoleon helped a lot to move and sell the products to the businessmen or the small scale producers in any part of the country easily in France. Okay, this much for today. Okay, thank you.